dinner sorted. Hello, beautiful girl. Hello. Right, what's on the list today, madam? What's on the list today? Good morning. It's actually a grey day today, but we have had a couple of stunning days. It's just been like perfect sunshine and 20 degrees, and I haven't been up here. I've popped up a couple of times, but like the weather said it was going to be, the forecast said it was going to be grey as anything, so I wasn't here, but ended up going for a walk like through Ealing Common, and it was absolutely beautiful. And I spotted this, right? The wisteria this year is out of this world, but look at this house. Hey chaps, I'm just out and about. I'm in Ealing at the moment, and I've just walked past this house. Look at this. Look at this. So I walked past here a couple of weeks back when this was all bud, and I was like, oh, I must remember to come back, and I never normally do. And I am so glad I've stumbled across it again. Look at that. And I can tell you the smell, you could smell it all the way up the street. It's amazing. It is amazing. That is some extremely well pruned wisteria. Whew. So yeah, it's a bit intermittent. Start that one again. Yeah, so it's a bit intermittent today, the sunshine. We've got like black clouds, sunshine, all the rest of it. It's gonna be fine. We've got tons of planting out to do today. Actually, the sun has just come out, and it's at that time of year where when the sun comes out, it's suddenly absolutely boiling hot, and then it goes in and it's cold again. But still, never mind. Stop whinging, Jessie. It's gorgeous. So yeah, we have got an absolute, in fact, let me show you. So I was up here really briefly, was it yesterday evening or the evening before? And I was like, I know, I'll just have a bit of a stroll around and like have a list of all the jobs that we've got to do sort of now. Not things that like we want to do in the future or anything, things that like need like pressing matters now. And I ended up with, no, and the other side there. Like these are my jobs that I need to do now. It's all a bit much. Anyway, I better get started on them. And like that main section, sorry, my props aren't in order. That main bit here, like this sort of side list, that's all things that need to be planted out, like ASAP, that are ready in the greenhouse to go out. So I think that's going to be the first thing we get done today. Yeah, it's absolutely stunning right now. It's so hot, but look, I don't know if it's coming out on the camera, but we got some black doom coming this way. Okie dokie, Cavolo Nero. That's got to go in. And what is actually in this tray? What do we have? Other than an ant's nest. We've got, right, a whole load of kohlrabi that needs to go in. We have got one Brussels sprout, red pointy cabbages, and kaleets. So the kaleets are definitely going to go into the brassica cage that I just moved. That's all good to go. I just need to mulch it, so I can't really get anything planted in there just yet. But the Cavolo Nero is going in the bed where currently there's the field beans, so I need to chop them down. So normally when I'm clearing a field bean bed ready for the brassicas, I would chop them off, not disturbing the roots, because the roots are where all the nodules for the nitrogen are for the next crop, i.e. the brassicas. But normally I'd chop them off and then I'd chop up the top foliage and scatter that across the ground and then mulch on top of it so that all that rots down into the soil. However, I already mulched that bed before I sowed the field beans into it, so it's already been done. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to chop off the tops and bung all that top foliage into the compost heap, where it will do wonderful things in the compost heap. So that's what my plan is. However, I've actually only got space for 6 Cavolo Nero in that bed, and I've got 10. So I'm going to plant 6 of them and then hold 4 back, and they're going to go into the brassica cage when I plant out the calets, once I've mulched that bed. That's going to be quite interesting because I've got 2 varieties. I have got Toscana and Senza Testa here, and I'm going to put 3 in of each and then 2 in of each into the other bed, and we'll see just how much of a difference growing them straight on top of a previous crop of field beans, if that makes that big a difference. I mean, I always do it that way, but I never split the crops. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see. So, right chaps, are you ready? Let's take these boys out. This is quite interesting. These are the little nodules of nitrogen on the roots of the field beans. That's an excellent sign. Okay, first 6 Cavolo Nero in. Excellent. We've got Senza Testa on this side and the other side is the Toscana. So also in this bed we're going to have beans at one end, we have got the celeriac here, and we've also got the peas, which are looking fantastic. Look, there's actually even a pea on it. It's weird though, this end of the bed is much, much smaller than that end of the bed. Never really know why that happens. As well as planting out, something that is quite pressing on that enormous to-do list is start turning the compost from bin 1 into bin 2. So bin 3's been cleared. We've actually used all the compost in there. We've kind of got fallen behind in the process a bit here, but I have to turn it. And it's not a job for a single day. So I'm just going to do the first layer now. And then every time I'm up here, I'll do a little bit more and we should get it done by the end of the week. Because it's been raining so much recently, and normally if I was about to turn the compost, I would cover it up with bags. I haven't done that, and so it is absolutely sodden and super heavy, which just makes it all the more fun. So you can see in here, this is the sort of stage that it gets turned at. So it's a lot of it has rotted right down, the quick stuff, but it's still really stringy, and there's still quite a lot of heavy bits and pieces in there. And as I'm turning that into the other bed, it's getting all mixed up and re-churned up and oxygenated. So in a fairly short amount of time, all the rest of this should have rotted down and it will be perfect compost. But next up on the list, chaps, peas.
hasn't even asked for any assistance.
It went very smoothly. And now it's raining. Really quite raining. Coming in. It's wet. Come on, sausage. Come on. Oh, you're absolutely soaking. Look at that. Look at that pussycat. Soaking wet. Where you been? Where you been? Huh? What you got stuck to your toe? You've got flowers. It's very soggy. Why have you not gone in, girls? Why have you not gone in, girls? Soggy pussycat. Yeah, I know, very soggy. Looks like it's just about stopping. I mean, it's drizzle now rather than chuck down. No more chuck down. Oh no, I was wrong. It's just got heavier again. Why are you still raining? It's beautiful sunshine. There'll be a rainbow around here somewhere. It's really chucking it down, but perfect sun. Rainbow? Can't see one. Oh, and now the rain stopped. Still raining over there though. Oh, super squelchy out here now. But it smells wonderful. There's not much out there that's better than the hot ground with a bit of rain on it. And the pond loves a bit of rain. Let's have a look. We've got so many tadpoles. Oh wait, but no, hang on, just look at the irises for a minute. Are they not gorgeous? And then we've got this one coming out. So that we've got those plain purple ones. And this one is like a smoky, yellowy, just beautifulness with a bit of purple in it. Love it. But yeah, let me see if I can show you these tadpoles because there's so many of them. Can you see? No, we've got all the... Hang on a minute, let me just... Yeah, can you see them in there? Loads of them. None of them have got their legs yet. They're still just tadpole shaped. But yeah, and we've got so many newts as well. Every time I go to film them, they just disappear. Pond is looking lovely. It's practically humming with life. God, I better finish my jobs. I think we're about to have... Oh no, a bit of blue up there. But I think we're about to have another huge downpour. Let's go back to stringing up the peas. Right, what's next? We have got beetroot and turnips to go out, and I'm not sure where I'm going to put them. The bed that I was going to put them in, I've just remembered that we actually had the chimney wrapper in there last year, which is a type of turnip, so I'm not going to put them in there. I might just put them in next to where I've just put the peas, actually. Hey girlies, next to the peas, huh? So we've had some movement on the chicken status. So you know Flo, she was the one who was desperately trying to get out of the bottom position, who was really taking it out on Margot. Well, she's now gone broody, so she's been taken out of the equation entirely, and they all seem to be getting on handsomely, which is rather nice. Yeah. Apart from the fact that she's gone broody, that's not nice. It means we have to fight for our eggs now. Okay, spring onions and beetroot. I'm going to hold off on the turnips for the time being, but these beetroot are looking fantastic. So I've got 3 varieties of them, 2 pink and 1 yellow. And then the spring onions are all white Lisbon, I believe. And they're going to go in this bed, which is where I planted out the lettuces earlier in the week. They are looking pretty pleased with their semi-outdoor existence. There's a little row of radicchio in here. And I'm going to put the spring onions up that end and leave a big gap in the middle because I think this is also the bed where my kohlrabi are going to go. I often like to organise my beds a bit more methodically than this, as in like all the same type of thing in each bed. But the last couple of years we've had to do a bit more dotting just because circumstances, and we haven't had enough space and didn't plan it out right. And actually I've really enjoyed that kind of allotmenting where there's just bits of things everywhere. It's just a little bit more relaxed. And also I think it limits damage from diseases or pests. Whereas if you've got a whole bed which is just all alliums or all brassicas or something and they get a disease or a pest finds them, it's likely to find the whole lot. But these beetroot are looking fab. Really, really strong. I'm planting them in clumps, you know, multi-sown, the whole lot goes in. I'm not separating them out. They're just going in as they are. Perfect. I'm planting these little plugs into really quite a thick mulch on this bed. It is a well-rotted horse manure, but it is a good sort of 2 inches thick. And as you're planting these plug plants through, they're going to be really vulnerable if they're just sitting in that mulch. You want to make sure that their roots are actually touching what is proper soil underneath, because this mulch will dry out really, really fast. Although its purpose is to keep what's underneath really damp, and it helps so much with moisture control in the soil itself. If the plug plant is just sat in that top layer, it's going to really, really suffer. So it's a case of making sure they are touching the soil and being really diligent with watering. Even when it's been raining, they just need a really, really good soaking because this top layer is so loose, they're really vulnerable in it. This is a bit unexpected. There appears to be a jelly baby buried in the compost, perfectly intact. Gross. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know whether crows buried it or whatnot, but that's a bit creepy. Little bit creepy. guessed right. I'm on the swing bench. Okay, that is quite enough planting out for one day. I'll just have to carry on later in the week. I just must remember to water them in. On to something new and exciting. I have never grown chickpeas before. But these seeds were a gift and I'm quite excited. What's funny is that the back section here has got most of the stuff in English at the top. Bizarrely, it's got that they make attractive plants, and then something about soup and balsamic vinegar, which is kind of not that relevant to growing them. And then it says, grow in a sunny position, lovely. Sow 2 centimeters deep in seed compost. They like a bit of moisture. It doesn't tell you how far apart to plant them. It doesn't tell you how big they're going to get. I know nothing about chickpeas. It's not like they've even got a picture of the plant on the front. I have heard they're very beautiful. But yeah, oddly, down here in the non-English languages at the bottom, I can see from my limited French, I can see that it says each plant gets to about 60 centimeters high. So obviously they need to be planted quite far apart. So if I did a whole hedge of them, wouldn't be very good, is it? That's not excellent information put on here. Anyway, stop moaning. I'm excited about them. I was given these. Thanks, Rick. Nice surprise. I'm going to sow them in. I'm going to sow them in these little pots. I'm going to do them individually because I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not going to mess around. They're just going to go 1 each in here, and I'm going to sow 10 of them and hope for the best. So, anybody else growing chickpeas? Anybody grown chickpeas? Let's plant them. I'm using that Rocket Grow fruit and veg compost, and I've got to say, it's very, very fibrous. I don't think it's going to be a problem for chickpeas because they're pretty big seed. Well, obviously they're chickpeas. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but yeah, I'm quite surprised by how fibrous this is. I think it wouldn't be any good for really sowing anything fine into. Having said that, although I'm saying I'm a bit funnied by its texture, I haven't had any problems with it, and it seems to be growing fantastic potatoes. So I withhold judgment for the time being. The beans are sown into this, and obviously the chickpeas are going into it, so fingers crossed. This is going in the wash as soon as I get home. Yeah, so we've got quite a lot done today actually, planting wise. Still a lot more to go out, but I've got to go out this evening, and currently it's not a great look. So yeah, and also it's like sun cloud, sun cloud, sun cloud, sun cloud, but now there's a whopper of a black one coming towards us, and I think it's going to chuck it down again. So I think now is the time to tidy up, go and collect all the tools that I've just left all over the allotment. I've got to pick a load of rocket as well, because we are inundated with asparagus, which is a wonderful thing to be inundated with. But yeah, that's why I'm going to go home, have that for lunch, very late lunch. Don't know why I'm looking at my watch. Oh, it's late. A late lunch, asparagus, rocket, balsamic vinegar, flaked almonds, all the yeses involved in that. But yeah, chickpeas, that's really exciting. Thank you very much, Mr. Lattis, for giving me them, because it's something that I have thought about but haven't ever really got round to. And then when I was talking to Mum about it after he gave it to me, she was a bit like, well, it seems like one of those things that you would have to grow an awful lot of them to actually get a feed. And then I was like, yeah, but I always thought that about dried beans, and I think that is totally worth doing, like the bolottis, the gigantes. Which other ones do we dry? Even just dried runner beans, like absolutely perfect. So yeah, I'm really excited about giving them a go. I've only planted 10. And now I'm looking at it, I feel like that might not be enough. So I might do another 10, but I'll see if they come up. I've got all the way, the packet says from like February all the way through to like the end of May, June. So I'll be able to see if I have poor germination, because I have got no idea. Anyway, sun's coming out again. I think it's the last ditch sunshine before a thunderstorm. So I'm gonna go and pick rocket, tidy up, do all that kind of stuff. Still sunny. There's not even a cloud up there. It's perfect blue sky above me. Why is it raining? It's not like it's blowing sideways, dead straight rain, blue sky above. No, that doesn't make any sense. We have a new addition to the allotment. It's not small.
Bathing actually is swimming pool.
Yep, it is not small. Now we're going home because Mum wants to watch the coronation. Yeah, you didn't think we would get through the whole week without mentioning it, did you? But it's tomorrow's party that I'm looking forward to, so I'm going to spend my afternoon making coronation chicken vol au vents, very 70s, and I will see you at the party tomorrow.